This demonstration starts with a plain property image. The example on screen is synthetic, but the workflow it demonstrates is real. Source first, then treatment. This is the same image, finished for marketing. The generation is only the beginning. The work clients actually pay for is the correction, treatment, and presentation that make an image usable. I'm Adrian, and this is renderauthoritystudio. We take authorized source photographs, the photos you already have of a real property, and turn them into a coordinated set of property visuals for listings, launches, social campaigns, and client presentation. We are a UK-based AI-assisted visual production studio. AI-assisted means exactly that. The tools generate quickly. The studio's job is everything the tools cannot do: direction, judgment, quality control, and honesty about what the image does and does not show. We work with estate agents, property developers, and property marketing teams, businesses that market real listings, where the image has a job to do and a standard to meet. One package, one clear price, 5 working days. And every claim in this video is one we can stand behind. So what actually is an AI property visual? It starts with authorized source material. We do not begin from a blank prompt. Every treatment is anchored to the property images you provide. Sharp, well-lit phone photos can be enough, subject to the source image review. From that source, AI image tools can produce a first pass in seconds, a version of your property with better light, a graded sky, a cleaner composition. That speed is real. It is also where most people stop, and where most demos end. Because a first pass is not a finished asset. Under real conditions, what AI produces is a starting point. Fast, sometimes spectacular, frequently inconsistent. It can warp geometry. It can invent fixtures that don't exist. It can produce a beautiful image of a slightly different building. An AI property visual that is fit for marketing is a different thing. It has been selected from controlled passes, checked at full zoom for distortion and false detail, graded to a locked visual direction, and labeled honestly for what it is: a concept and marketing asset. Not a survey, not a plan, not a photograph of record. Here is the distinction this whole studio is built on. Most AI demos show you the generation. They rarely show you what comes next. The first pass is fast. Presentation treatment takes judgment, color, atmosphere, exposure, contrast, and knowing what should change. Watch the difference on screen. Same synthetic demonstration image. On the left, the raw generation. On the right, the treated presentation. A golden hour color grade, sky and atmosphere tone, exposure and contrast balance. Those final choices did not come from a single prompt. They came from decisions. Generation is what the tool does. Treatment is what a professional does with it. The selection, the correction, the grading, the rejection of every take that fails, and the discipline of a repeatable direction so that image 12 matches image 1. The gap between the first pass and the finished marketing asset is where the real work lives. The generation is easy to show. The correction loop is slower, less glamorous, and far more important. We would rather show you that gap, because that is the work you would actually be paying for. Here is how a package actually runs across 5 working days in 5 stages. Stage 1. Source. You send what you already have: property photos, listing details, floor plans, brand notes. If the source material is weak, you hear it before production starts. We request better inputs or agree what is realistically achievable. No silent compromises. Stage 2. Direction. The look, framing, mood, and standard are set before any render is made in writing. References become a locked visual direction: lighting, palette, lens feel, and the standard every image must meet. This lock is what stops random off-brand AI output. We do not let the model freestyle your brand. Stage 3. Render. Production runs on structured, repeatable prompt sets, not one-off lucky generations. Each visual is generated in controlled passes, then narrowed. Weak takes are discarded before anything reaches review. Stage 4. Quality control. Every visual is checked at full zoom for distortion, warped geometry, and false detail. Invented fixtures, impossible reflections, broken signage. Then, listing readiness. Does this image present the property honestly, at marketing standard? Anything that fails is rejected and re-rendered. Failures never ship. Stage 5. Handoff. Finished visuals arrive in an organized folder, consistently named, grouped by use, with direction notes and a delivery checklist so you can see what was checked. One revision round is included. The agreed formats arrive ready for listings, web, and social. That is the workflow. Nothing about it is improvised. Now the other half of this video's title, what AI should never replace. AI must never replace the source. Our visuals are marketing and presentation assets built from your authorized photographs. They are not architectural drawings, not planning documents, not construction information, not surveys, and not legal evidence of any kind. If a decision depends on what a property actually is, it needs a professional in that discipline, not an image. AI must never replace verification. A generated image can look certain and be wrong. AI failure isn't ugly, it's plausible. That is why every visual is checked by a person at full zoom against the real source. AI must never replace disclosure. Every demonstration image in this video is labeled as what it is, a synthetic demonstration, not a client project. When we deliver work, you know what was generated, what was treated, and what it may be used for. And AI must never replace judgment. The decision about what should change, what must not change, and when an image is honestly ready. The offer itself is deliberately simple. The AI property visual starter package is £2,500. Turnaround is 5 working days from approved source material. You receive 15 finished visuals plus documentation. A typical package may include hero treatments, property presentation variations, vertical social adaptations, and campaign-ready formats. The final mix is agreed during the source image review, because the right set depends on your property and where you market it. Every visual passes the 5-stage workflow you just watched. The set ships with its direction notes and a delivery checklist. One revision round is included. Clear notes from you, focused corrections from us. We do not present synthetic demonstrations as client case studies, invent testimonials, or guarantee marketing performance. No image can promise a sale. What we can stand behind is the process. Documented, checked, and delivered on the agreed terms. One price, one standard, 5 working days. If you want to know what this looks like on your property, don't start with a contract. Start with a review. Send one authorized source image for review. One photograph of a property you have the right to use. We will look at it and tell you, honestly, what a treatment could do with it, and whether your source material is strong enough to be worth the investment. Go to renderauthoritystudio.com and use the contact page or email the studio directly. Render Authority Studio. Prompts, renders, results.